It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric and fighter, Ashley as Tara Dane the human fighter, Danielle as Athelflad the halfling rogue and monk, and me, Mike, as the DM. After hearing that the Hilt River had broken, the wizard Mun the Immortal dashed off a message to the ministers of the magistracy. He planned to investigate where the water in the sea goes. If water is continually coming in, there has to be a way that water gets out. He asked the adventurers to perform 2 tasks. First, deliver a message to the Council of the Great Forest, warning them that the Iron Empire might come after them seeking resources, particularly wood and water. Second, travel through the Iron Empire to the Eastern Bubble, a giant air pocket within the glass wall of the world. The followers of the supposed god Foresight believed that all his truths could be found there, recorded at some place by the wall at the Eastern Bubble. Mun asked the party to find these messages from Foresight, and either bring them back to Mun, or act on them if necessary. Mun also suggested that they could ask Sigbert, the eccentric vendor of magical items, to teleport them to both the Great Forest and the Iron Empire. Sigbert agreed, having owed Mun a favor. We last left the adventurers debating what to do about their horses, ultimately deciding that they would leave the horses behind, and that they were ready to go. Very well. If you're ready, then I'm ready.
Yeah. One last thing.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me what Gearduin's purified glass steel hammer does?
Oh, you're looking at the expensive things, hey?
Mm-hmm.
This is a fantastically powerful item. It's a glass steel, as you mentioned. It has been purified, however, to remove any dangerous effects. It was once the property of the brilliant dwarven glassworker Gordoin the Gentle. Basically, it gives you bonuses to strength, constitution, and wisdom. The downside of it is, before you get in a fight using it, the wielder, as a free action, must make a wisdom saving throw in order to actually decide to fight. That is, you have to will yourself to enter a fight instead of choosing not to fight. It sort of makes you lean toward pacifism. And during this first round, when you've considered the situation, you get a bonus to your armor class and saving throws.
How do you purify glass?
Well, it involves quite a few spells and also remelting the glass and doing a variety of different processes to attempt to remove those harmful effects.
Do you do that?
I try not to mess with the stuff.
Who does do that?
I've known some gnomish wizards and a few other people, especially in Arrival and in some of the northern cities of the magistracy who are experts in that. There is a wizard I know in the city of One who's also pretty good at it. Is there something you'd like me to do?
Well, you remember that glass sword?
Sword, yes, I remember that.
I was just wondering, we still have it, don't we? Do we give it to...
I think we were too afraid to give it to anyone.
You're too afraid to give it away.
I mean, we still have it. And
I
we're
could
just...
take it off your hands and have someone purify it if you want.
Mostly we just want to make it safe again.
Yeah, but maybe make some money off of it?
I would be glad to buy it from you for... I mean, it is really, in its current state, it's really a cursed weapon, so I suppose that I would pay you 40 gold for it.
Probably have to get...
What about that bag of glass that we have? Or...
I think...
Wasn't that a Saturday Night Live skit?
I'm just saying, is that worth anything? Do we really want to tell him why we have that?
We could see what he'd give us for it.
Well, is there some sort of insight check to see if he would turn us in?
I mean, turn us into who?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not really much of a glass merchant, you should understand. I'm interested in the sword because it could be purified with relatively little difficulty. It's already been forged into this shape.
Well, let's save them both for a glass merchant.
Okay.
Very well. So are you ready to go?
I am. What do we have to do to get ready?
You have to climb through the window here.
Oh, okay.
So he backs away from this window in the wall. And you can see into his shop room. You see shelves behind him. And he says, come on through.
Wait a second. We don't have anyone who can hold the sword anymore because it used to be held by Finn's mage hand.
As long as it's wrapped in
All right.
cloth, it's not such a big deal.
Just making sure.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like the elves in 2 might be better custodians of such an item.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So you climb through the window, I assume?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, you're inside this big storeroom, this big shop room, with shelves of all sorts of knickknacks. Some of them aren't even on the price list.
Ooh.
And there are a couple doors at the back of the room. He leads you to a door on the right, down a hallway, and then down through a door, and then down another hallway to another door on the right, and into a room. And as soon as you enter the room, you can smell. It smells like a forest. You can smell earth and leaves and maybe some pine. It just smells like a forest. And the room itself has sort of a green hue because there is a green septagram at the back of the room. And he says, all right then, what we're going to do is I'm going to teleport you straight there. I have a home inside the actual city, inside the number city. And so I'll teleport you straight there. I'll go with you, actually. And when you're ready to leave, you can just come back to it, and I will take you, there'll be a charge for that. We'll have to talk about that. But when you're ready to leave, you come back to me, and we'll get you to your next destination. Unless, of course, you'd wish to go some other means. You're welcome to take a ship or walk or whatever you like to do.
Well, that's fine. Is there anything waiting for us that could be dangerous when we step in there?
Well, it's a city. I mean, I'll be teleporting with you to my home there, and walk you to the door, and then you'll have to find your way from there.
Okay.
Do you actually live in 2?
I have homes in different places. It happens when one can teleport. I also have a home in 1.
Nice. You must do well.
I do all right. And just to remind the listeners, there are these 4 big number cities that are actually giant stone numbers in each of the 4 big nations. There's just a big number 1, and a big number 2, and a big number 3, and a big number 4 on the ground in these cities, or in these nations.
I'm sure there's lots of big number 2s on the ground.
Wow, guys.
Yeah, stay classy. He walks you onto this septagram, and he stands on it, says some incomprehensible words, and snaps his fingers, and nothing appears to change. And he says, all right, we are here. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. So he leads you back out what seems like the same door and into what looks like an identical hallway. But when you pass into what would have been the next hallway, it's clear that you're in a different place. You're in some sort of living room, and he walks you through the living room to a wooden door, and he opens the door and says, very well, we're here. I wish you luck. Perhaps you'd like some directions? Is there a particular place you're looking to go?
Yeah, we're looking for the Council of 2.
Ah, very well. So, if I were you, I suggest you walk down the hall outside this room, walk straight down to the end. You'll see some stairs. They've been carved into this big stone number. Go straight down the stairs, and you'll be outside the number. Then you'll see to the west a large tower. That's the Observer Tower. So, go past that tower, and if you continue straight in that direction, you will come to a large dome. That is the council hall.
What's the Observer Tower?
I've never been in it myself, but apparently observers used to go there and meet.
Okay.
It's an observation tower.
I suppose.
Okay. Cool.
You know where to find me. Just come back here up the stairs, down the hall. My door here, it says Sigbert on the door. You should be able to find me relatively easily.
Is there anything that you are looking for that maybe we could keep an eye out for that would help grease your palm a little bit in getting us to the Iron Kingdom after we're done here?
His eyes brighten a little bit, and he says, shoes.
Shoes? What kind of shoes?
Magical shoes? Boots?
Don't you just want to enchant some regular shoes?
Oh, but I'd like to collect, you see.
Ah,
All right.
magic shoes it is.
Yeah.
We come across any, we'll
Or boots.
sure to send them your way.
Sandals. Any of those. Yes.
Enchanted footwear in general.
Yes, exactly right. Well put.
Okay.
You walk down the hallway, down the stairs, Now, there are people walking up and down this hall, elves mostly, walking up and down. You see a couple humans, all dressed in greenish garb, bits of gold sometimes as well. And they're looking at you a bit strange because you obviously don't fit in here very well. But you walk down the stairs, and as you're walking down the stairs, you can hear the sound of a city. Immediately, you can hear the sound of people walking and talking and horses moving down a stone street. And you can also hear the sound of the wind rustling through trees. And you exit this stairwell into a large city, but unlike most cities you've seen before, of course, this is an elven-styled city. So there are large trees. There are buildings put up in the trees. There are stairs leading up to them. There are bridges leading from one tree to another. And to the west, as he described, you can see a tall, square tower. It sticks out from everything else because it looks pretty artificial. It doesn't look organic and tree-like like the other structures here. Most of the other structures here, aside from, of course, this big number that you just walked out of, most of the other structures have been organically worked in with the trees. But this tower is just a big stone, square-shaped structure leading just straight up into the sky.
Guys, I just realized we didn't talk to Carlton.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking about our unfinished business that we would have in Zauberfell.
Yeah, and he said he might get you something if you helped him out.
I know.
Oh.
Oh well.
We'll make it back to
Now we're
Zauberfeld
across
someday.
the world from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to come back for Bud and Bart anyway, right?
Yeah.
We'll just see him then.
Hopefully his problem's fixed by then, or he's going to be mad at us.
So it's evening, of course, here, just like it was where you left. There are magical stones set in pylons along the different walkways here. You can see very clearly. It's well lit. There's a path leading past this tower. What do you want to do?
We near the tower?
It's maybe a couple 100 feet away.
I'd say we walk towards it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
check out that tower.
All right. So you walk over to this tall, square tower. As you get closer, you notice two things. Number one, it looks like it has been made out of a single piece of stone. That is, it looks like it's just one big piece of solid rock. Well, not solid. It's probably got a hole inside, but it's one solid structure. It wasn't assembled with mortar and little stones. Almost like someone carved it or shaped it. And you can see next to it is a dilapidated-looking structure that was clearly built as an add-on, sort of like an antechamber or something. And standing outside it is a single sleepy-looking guard, an elf who looks kind of bored. As you walk up, he starts eyeing you a little bit suspiciously.
Howdy.
Hello?
What's this thing?
This is the observer tower. Can I help you?
What's it for?
Well, nothing. It's a waste of time if you ask me, but I'm supposed to guard it, so here I am.
From what?
Nothing. Good question. No one is interested in it. No one cares anymore. You want to go in and look? Go have a look. No one can get in. It doesn't matter.
Great, let's
No?
look.
Okay, let's go.
Have fun.
Do you mean no one can get inside, or...
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you walk through the doorway here. There's just a doorway, an archway standing right behind him, leading up to the wall of the tower, inside this dilapidated-looking building. And as you walk up, there's a sign over a doorway, and it says, Observers Only.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Tara opens the door. No.
Oh, hey, I do have Finn stuff. Okay. As I'm going through my bag, looking at all the things that I have.
You don't want to just open it?
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and try just opening it first.
All right, make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, that would be a 17.
All right. You've gotten better at this with practice, I suppose.
Yeah.
As you put your hand on the door, you feel that familiar numbing sense in your brain that something's telling you that you're not supposed to be doing this. Yet, the door recognizes you as someone who should be able to open the door, and you force it open.
Yay.
And a lot of dust falls from the wall and the area around the door as you push this door open. The guard doesn't seem to have noticed anything. He's still outside this antechamber, and there's a dark chamber inside.
I motioned to Athelflaed and Tara, like, get inside quick.
All right, let's go.
Tara grabs her hilt and also walks inside.
All right, you walk inside the tower, and inside is a set of stairs leading upward.
Hey, Lumpkin, can you produce us some light?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks, man.
All right, so he
Awesome.
casts light.
So we just see stairs going up.
That's
Mhm.
right. There are stairs winding up around the square interior structure. No guardrails, of course. Just
Mm.
winding up and up and up into the air above you. And then you can see at some point high up, the stairs lead into a room.
All right.
Let's
So
do
we-
it.
Gingerly go up, holding, hands against the wall, and
Okay? All right, so you walk up the stairs, up and up and up. This building goes up, let's see.
Do the stairs look pretty solid, like they're hewn from one piece of rock
Yes,
too?
that's right. It all
Okay.
appears to be one solid piece of rock, as though there were just a giant piece of stone that were square-shaped and someone carved all this out or something, which seems unlikely,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what it looks like. But yes, you walk all the way up, and then there's a room, and you can just walk up the stairs into this room.
Okay.
Inside this room is, so let's see, 2 chairs, a table, and then lining the walls are these familiar gyms that you've seen before.
Okay.
All
that
right?
he's seen that, or we've all seen
That you've all seen
from the.
from the previous observer room that you were
Uh-huh.
in. Right, so they're all along the walls, similar kinds and quantities as the other room. And there's a table, as I mentioned, with a note on it, and there is a bed, and a cabinet. And then there is a trapdoor in the ceiling with a similar kind of handle to the one you just opened on it.
Okay. First things first, let's check out that note.
Mhm.
All right. Here is the note. I'll let one of you read it.
You want to read it, Athelflad?
Oh, yeah. All right, here it goes. Frith, thank you for the warning. I'll expose Consul Benedlflor as a doppelganger, but I don't plan to die trying. I think we're the only 2 left. Ephnus.
So both letters are to Frith from Ephnus. Interesting.
Is Council Beneflor still one of the councils?
You don't know.
Hmm.
It's Consul Brenilfor, Brenilfor.
Oh.
That's okay. It's hard to read that handwriting.
Do I know I did a check with Dunstan for Frith, but did I do a check for with Dunstan for
You
Brenilfor?
hadn't heard of either of these people, Frith
Okay.
or FNS.
Okay.
Tara opens the cabinet.
All right, there is a lot of spoiled food.
Hmm.
Investigate.
All right.
Like spoiled food in the sense that it was.
It has been here a long
Okay.
time.
So it's like practically dust.
Dust, yeah.
All right.
What's your investigation bonus?
Nothing.
Mine's +1, but
All right.
Okay.
Tara, you look around, and the room pretty much is what it is to you. You don't see anything that looks remarkable. You think maybe someone was here and then left, and it's been a long time. Athelflad, your investigation suggests that someone had stayed holed up in here for a while. Judging by the condition of the bed and the chairs, you think that maybe someone stayed in here for quite a while, and the note you think was probably left just before they left. You think it maybe looks like, but from the position and where it was near the door, you think maybe it was something that they scribbled just before they ran out the door. You think that there was probably more food than there is now in this cabinet, and that they must have eaten it based on some fruit peels and other things you find in a corner of the room. And also, you think that the trapdoor has not been opened in an even longer period of time than the door you came in. The wood that it's made of looks like it has actually sort of swollen to fill the opening a bit, like it's maybe even more difficult to open than the doors you've already seen.
okay.
Hmm.
Does it give the indication that someone was there willingly? Any writing on the walls or
No.
Okay.
So I'm remembering in the last observer room, there was like a chest at the foot of the bed, and I think there was some stuff hidden under the chest and whatnot. So I'm thinking maybe things might be tucked away in hard to find spots. And I've got a +6 investigation bonus, so I'm investigating every nook and cranny.
You slip and bang your head on the bed while investigating the
Oh!
bed, and it doesn't go well for you.
Did Tara and Athelflad see it?
Tara did.
I give her kind of like a flushed smile and then go back to pretend that I'm looking for something like on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Tara tries to open the trapdoor.
All right. The trapdoor does nothing in your hands. It feels immovable.
Paxton.
Can we both try to open the trapdoor?
Yeah, you got to stand on a chair to reach it,
Okay.
but you could both try.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a Constitution check.
Okay.
Like me too, or?
No, just him.
It's a 13.
You are practiced enough at this now that you are able to open it.
Okay, cool.
It will move. The only issue now is that it's kind of wedged in place. So now I need a strength check, and I'm going to let whichever one of you wants to make it can make it, but you could have advantage because the other person's helping you.
I have a 0. So.
What's your strength?
16.
Mine's 15. So how about you do the strength test and I'll help.
All right. I got an 11. So 3 is 14.
No, you're not able to get it open this time, although you think you probably could if you're willing to break it. Unless you just want to keep trying for a while. If you want to take more time and be delicate about it, then you can do that.
Considering what that elf guard said downstairs, I don't think that anyone is coming up here for a while, and this may sound kind of self-centered, but I feel like whatever's behind that door is for me. Or for us.
All right, it's in the ceiling, just to be clear. It's a trapdoor in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I definitely can't reach
Yeah.
it.
I feel like we could just give it another
All right, give it
go.
another
We
try.
just call Athelflat over and like, come
Okay.
on, help us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I can
She
give
can
it a
hold
try.
the chair to make sure you
Yeah.
guys don't fall over.
Yeah. That's not better. Do I still have an advantage?
Yes, you still have advantage. It's just a question of how much time it's going to take.
I got 15.
15, that is enough. You're able to force it open. A few bits of wood break off, but the door opens and you can see the dim light of the evening sun up above you. You can climb up and out if you want to. All
Okay.
right, you
Is
are
there like
standing.
a ladder down that comes down, or
Nope, no ladder.
we just have to
You just
pull
have to
ourselves
jump
up?
and pull yourselves up. That's right.
Alrighty.
So you, except for Athelflag.
I let Lumpin up first.
Oh, okay. You want to push Lumpin up there?
Yeah. Hey, can you light this place up for us?
Sure. And so he climbs up there, and you can see his light shining around. And he says, "Wow, we're really high. It's really high up here.
Ooh.
Don't fall.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
It's flat and it's stone. And oh dear, can I get back down?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, there's an eagle. I'm gonna hop back down. There's an eagle's nest up here. Okay." So he hops back down.
All right.
I guess we're next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you climb up, and there is just a flat square. It's just a flat, open place on top of this tower. And there is an eagle's nest on one corner of the building. And there is a mama eagle trying to look scary.
So we're just like outside.
You're outside.
There's no glass around or
No
anything.
glass, no railing, just a flat top of a tower.
And this is a normal-sized eagle, not one of a.
That's
like
right. Not a
massive-
giant eagle, just an eagle.
And is the view cool?
Yes, it is. You feel closer to the sun a little bit. You can see down into the town below you. You can see there are some tall trees, not immediately near you, but in the distance, and maybe you can see some houses in those trees.
If we investigate, is there anything else we see?
Sure. A look around reveals that further to the west is that dome. It appears to be made out of tree limbs that have sort of been interwoven with each other. That must be the council hall.
Okay.
So you can see that further to the west. You can see there's a path leading there. You can see that traffic is starting to slow down. People are starting to go in for the night. There are lights on at the council hall. There's probably some kind of meeting going on.
Is there anything else going on up here?
Okay, one other interesting thing. Now that you're this high, you can actually see more clearly the shape of the number. That is the just giant number 2 that is on the ground. Oh dear. Not going to be able to get away from that, are we? This giant number.
Numeral.
Yes, this numeral that is just sitting here. Like someone just dropped this giant piece of rock.
I really thought he was going to say deuce.
All right. I want to do a perception check on the eagle to see if there are any babies in the nest or if there are any items in the nest that
There are some eggs. You don't see anything else. You don't see anything that looks valuable. Just looks like an eagle with a nest.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone then.
Hi,
An
Birdie.
angry eagle.
Well, I don't want it to be angry. I want to do an animal handling check to like show it that that
You
we're
mean
cool.
no harm.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and roll. You can roll that.
Okay, it's +5. So that is a 14.
Okay.
And I'm not moving towards it. I'm just like trying to exude a chill, non-threatening vibe.
All right.
Who at it?
The
Yeah.
eagle seems to pick up on that and sort of settles back down on the nest and keeps an eye on you, but isn't looking threatening.
Bye-bye, birdie. I hop back down through the
All right.
the hatch.
Do you close the trap door, leave it open?
Yeah, let's go ahead and close that.
Yeah.
All right. You close the trap door. What's next?
I was expecting something better. Once again, I feel like there's something we're missing.
Mhm.
I look at the gems on the wall and
Yes.
start poking them.
None of the gems move.
They don't click.
They don't click or anything. Athelflaed, as you're continuing, I'm going to apply your investigation check from earlier. As you continue to look around the room, you get the sense that whoever was in here last took everything useful that they could get out of the room. Right? Whoever was in here last pretty much stripped it for anything that could be considered useful. There's nothing. It looks like they took everything out and left.
Those gems look valuable.
Yeah.
The gems do look valuable.
We might want to just leave them, but come back.
Yeah.
We get poor.
about how many gold pieces worth of gems are there?
A lot. Can I say a lot? Because I don't want to add it all up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's maybe a better question.
So to pry these out, though, I'm trying to remember. Didn't it take an enormous amount of strength?
No, it
to-
just took a long time. You had to use a crowbar to get them out.
Is there possibly a purified glass steel hammer's worth of gems in the room?
Possibly?
This is going to be the secret to the world, and we sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worry about us destroying all of these valuable rooms.
Yeah, we should at least leave one observer room non-violated,
Yeah.
I feel like. And also, we just got here. And I feel like if we destroy a cultural heritage site within like 15 minutes of arriving in this city, we're kind of bad guests.
Yeah. We'll just we'll leave it, and if we ever get real poor, we know exactly where to come.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
All right.
All right, so what's next?
We're gonna tell that elf that we had no luck at all in this room.
Yeah.
Right.
That we didn't get into.
Okay.
All right, you walk back down the stairs. You get to the door. It opens easily for you when you want to exit. And you get to the other side. The elf, as you exit the antechamber, the elf looks like he was meditating. As you walk by, do you want to disturb him, or do you just want to leave him standing there?
Yep, we'll leave
Yeah.
him.
Did we close the door all the way like it's...
I don't know. Did you?
Oh, did
you
we?
want to close the door all
Yeah,
the way?
I do.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
keep
okay.
it closed.
You close the door all the way.
I think we should make our way towards that big branch dome because if their council is in session, then this might be a prime time to catch them because whatever we have from Mun, I'm sure they would want to know about.
Yep.
Let's
Okay,
go.
great. So you continue walking to the west, walking past other people who are doing their nighttime business. Some of the elves in the area give you a look as they might a stranger, someone that looks like they don't belong. On the other hand, you do see other travelers as well. Some of the elves are especially giving Paxton an unusual look. You see there are some of the elves that are glancing at Paxton and giving you sort of a double take. And then they disregard that and keep walking.
Insight check, is it a look of like fear or annoyance, or does it look like just because they haven't seen a human in a while, or what's the
What's
deal?
your insight bonus?
+5.
What you can get from them is maybe a momentary look of recognition, and then it looks like they sort of say, nah, it couldn't be.
Okay. Well, I'm sure whoever they think I am is going to make itself pretty apparent once we get to the council.
Okay.
What if Paxton is Frith?
Ooh. I'm sure I'm effing this because Frisk sounds like a jerk.
I think Ephanis is a woman, though.
You get to the council. There are some guards there that wave you inside, and you can see inside is an audience of just a bunch of people sitting in chairs, and then there's a raised platform with 2 elves standing. They look older, even as elves go, they look older. And then there is a group of 12 elves sitting behind them. And there is a podium in front of them on the floor, at floor level, so a little bit lower than them. And then there is a human standing there talking to them. And he is complaining about water delivery in his part of town.
I think we should get in line behind the human.
Yeah,
and
there's actually a line of people behind him, all with things they want to talk about.
How long is the line?
6 or 7. Yeah, 7 people.
Let's go ahead and get in line, I guess.
Okay. Right, you get in line. There's a really tall elf standing in front of you. Looks larger than any elf you've ever seen. He's standing there, sort of adjusting his armor, and he's got some flecks of blood on it in a few places. He looks pretty grumpy, and you have to wait through all these people talking. One person wants to talk about water delivery in his neighborhood. Another woman wants to talk about why there haven't been more patrols in her area. She lives near the Iron Empire, and she doesn't like seeing the steel fortress in the distance, and she wants more patrols to make her feel safer. And then there are other people who have other kinds of complaints. Basically, you are in a kind of city council meeting.
Oh.
Yeah, or if you've ever been to like a homeowners association meeting, it's sort of like that. There are a couple crackpots. It's a little annoying, but eventually, it's your turn. The big elf is there to complain about some encounters he's had recently with some monsters in the woods, and he just wants to warn them that there are some strange creatures in the woods to the north, and maybe someone should go take a look. And then once he gets out of the way, it's your turn, and you step up to the podium. And as you step up to the podium, the 2 elves who are standing there take a step forward and then jump back, and then all 12 of the elves standing at the table all slowly stand up. These older elves, they look at you, and they look at each other, and one of them shouts, "God, seize them! Do not let them escape!"
Ah!
And a whole bunch of guards appear out of nowhere.
Okay, I guess this is happening now.
And they run up to the 3 of you.
I definitely don't want to fight them, because whatever is going on, we're either definitely guilty of or definitely not guilty of, and it's going to get worked out.
We have a glass sword on our
Tara
person.
holds her arms up and is like, "Whoa, what is this in the name of?"
One of the 2 councilmen, the one who said seize them, walks up straight to Paxton and says, "Coming here was a terrible mistake, and I can't imagine why you did. But I'm glad you did, Frith."
Oh! Sorry.
I think we're going to stop there.
Oh, boy.
The suspense.